We have a new attachment to go on our Stamp Perfect ring marking machine. Anyone that has bought one knows what a nice job this does on stainless steel rings and being able to put marks and names on a nice straight line at a consistent depth and on pretty much any band width, band size. But now we've got a new attachment that goes on this. It's a simple installation, and what this is going to allow you to do is to do pendants and charms and mark on a perfect radius just by spinning this, changing your stamp, moving it, and indexing it to the next location. What it's also going to allow you to do is mark in a straight line by turning the piece over. We can put a piece on there and be able to index it right across the length of that, and just as this is showing, we marked steel stamps already on that, and one right after another in a straight line. It's a real easy thing to switch the unit over. We remove the little arbor for the rings, and we'll do the little charms here first. Now the way these will fit in here, they sit in just like that, and you set your height by screwing the unit up and down, and you find center on your charm. Let me put one in here and we'll mark one for you. These are little chrome plated washers that I got. They're highly polished, they're very pretty. It makes an inexpensive little jewelry piece. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark steel stamps right on here. We'll show you how to mark that in a nice line very quickly. Again, we have to set the ram to the right depth, and the deeper you mark it, the more hard it's going to be to push this, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to do it. It's a thumb push. We'll take that out there now. I just want to show real quick. I hope you can see that. It's a little S on there. I'll make it a little deeper. Turning this out a little bit, it'll make the impression a little deeper on the ring. That's better. And you can tell the difference between here and here. Now to index, we'll go to the next one. We'll put our next stamp in. And the way I like to do it, and I show it right here on this little piece of paper here. There's my pre-existing mark, the one I just made. And all of the stamps, they're engraved with and sharpened like a pencil, so there is a circle around each letter on the hand stamp, if you can see that. And what I try to do is when I put the next one in there, when I rotate it to the next marking position, I try to put that circle of that hand stamp right against the previous letter. And that way I'm getting the same spacing between each letter every time. We'll go ahead and put the T on here. Put the E. Two E's in there. We go to the next one, put the L. I had someone accuse me here of trying to speed the film up because it looked as though I was going too fast, but I assure you that's not the case. I have steel with the S back in for stamps. Index it in. You can see I'm doing this with my thumb, so it's not very hard to do it on. show you this because, as you can see, and I'm trying to get this to where you can see it in there, how nice a line that is around there on the radius, how nice it marked. And you can do any size. The fixture will allow you to screw it up higher so it sets a smaller ring a little higher and center it, and you can screw it down for larger rings just like this. Now, with a little bit of effort here, we'll turn this around and we'll put it on the side that we're able to do flat pieces. What I always like to do is try to center it by one of our little quick point tools here. And if you're these are used for little bands that go around the wrist. They mount these on leather straps and make bracelets out of them. What I try to do is I want to put that point right in there so I can get a center line across there with my stamps. So I'll adjust this down to a point where it will center, and that's the setup there. What I found, and you'll see that it sometimes on some of these it'll want to pull away there, and a quick little tip is I have a little Lubriderm here, little hand lotion, and what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of that on there. You know, it just gives it enough to make it a little sticky, and you see how it sits there? It won't come apart, and it makes it a little easier to work with. And what we'll do is we'll write steel stamps across this one as well. I just want to give you an idea of how fast this can make that happen. We may have to set the pressure on this a little bit heavier, so I'm going to screw that out just a little bit, set screw, and make sure that's down there. We're going to put our S in there, slide it to the next marking position. I'm just going to put stamp on there for now. I could write across the whole length of that if I wanted to, and it will stay straight on there for me. And if you can see that there, you can see how it's a nice straight line, and it marks that way every time. So it's just a little adder for the machine. It's a quick in and out. So for those of you that are at shows or setting up at little fairs to go between a ring to wear and little pendant jewelry, that sort of thing, it's just the perfect little tool. Call us at steelstamps.com. It's www.steelstamps.com, and the phone number is 1-800-466-4664.